Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. And on the phone with us right now, hopefully it's him, State Representative Bill Werkheiser. And it's Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Bob, take it away.
Okay, Bill's on the phone with us. And Bill, big news yesterday out of Atlanta. I just got this off the wire. Giant investment in a rural internet service announced Tuesday will wire over 132,000 homes and businesses across the state that currently lack access, connecting more than a quarter of the state's locations that are not yet online. Governor Kemp says the $408 million in COVID relief money will fund the internet expansion projects in 70 counties where residents have little or no options for internet service and necessity for business, health, and education. So good news. Again, the governor was in town this past Friday talking about this internet service that's going to be provided for rural Georgia. So, again, keeping his commitment to looking after this part of the state, which he campaigned on 4 years ago.
Yeah, was reading through the list last night. Quite an impressive list. Some in our area. I think, that's his. Governor Deal's legacy was criminal justice reform. I think when we look back in history, Governor Kemp might be several things, but one of them is certainly going to be his efforts in rural Georgia.
Yeah, this is something that's definitely going to resonate because we just went through times where kids are at home, and some didn't have access to internet, and that'll help in that area. Like I said, I told all the time, I used to drive down to see my folks in Ocala, and there were areas, when you get past the country club here in Jessup and go towards Nahunta or go Nahunta towards Folkston, just a lot of dead areas. So hopefully this internet access will help a lot of people.
Yeah, I know the feeling. As much time as I spend on the road, I know exactly the dead spots I'm going to hit when I'm driving airport at Claxton, the high school in Tatnall. And actually, in the towns of Glendale and Jessup and Claxton, and really most of Evans County, there's been a lot of progress. There are counties in southwest Georgia where there's entire counties. In fact, even our area, unless something's changed recently, Screven, not Screven, Georgia, but Screven County, for years, their entire county, I know just like 5 years ago, was dial-up. We hadn't heard that phrase in a long time.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, just joining us on the phone with us is State Representative Bill Werkheiser, Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Again, you were on hand Friday at Scriven for the governor's address and meet and greet. Good crowd on hand. You were there. Stephen Meeks was there. I'm sure he was appreciative of that. He mentioned that while he was there. But your just thoughts on what took place in Scriven on Friday and his message to the people there.
Well, first of all, just the fact that he knows where Wayne County is. I think that's his third or fourth visit there. I know it's his third visit since getting elected. And in my lifetime, I don't think that's ever been said of a governor. And then and kudos to Mayor Weaver for being persistent. He only had 3 stops in South Georgia Friday and Saturday, and that was one of them. So he's Wayne County's been good to him. He's been good to Wayne County, and quite a crowd. It was as large as the crowd was over in Baxley, and both stops had. I mean, it was a standing room only, as you know, and just a very receptive crowd. So that's kind of exciting moving forward as we're getting into campaign season.
As you mentioned, I was just going to say, as you mentioned the primaries in May, but both you and Stephen had a lot of good things to say about it. You know, it seems like our local delegation's definitely in the corner of the governor being reelected.
We are. In fact, kind of a little frustrated that he even has a primary opponent when you look at the job he's done. Ranked as the number one governor as far as handling the pandemic, which is interesting because when he was doing it, he was really vilified by every media outlet in the country. And it's, he said there is a fine line between balancing livelihoods and lives. And, as most of the country was just looking at one half of that equation. And so kudos to him for making some tough decisions. And, yes, all three of us are in his camp, as is most of the legislature, because of the job he's done. He deserves it. And so I hope our party, as you know, is kind of splintered over some silly stuff. So hope we all gather. I really feel confident that he'll be the nominee, and I hope our party will unite behind him when that time comes.
You just made a good point. Going back a year ago, I remember having a conversation with a good friend of mine. Like I said, every media outlet was criticizing Governor Kemp for opening the state, keeping it open. I told my friend, I said, look, he's either going to come out looking like a genius, or he's going to come out looking like a complete fool. But it turned out that he came out looking like a genius. I mean, as you stated Friday, the economy's booming. They got a big surplus. A lot of states are really struggling.
Yeah, I remember you and I having that conversation. And, I mean, we're the only state in the Southeast, and maybe, I don't know if he mentioned this or in Baxley, maybe in the country, we know we're the only state in the Southeast that never closed down our beaches and our state parks, of which, of course, our own Mark Williams is commissioner over. And, I mean, just think about the logic of that, being out, on a golf course or a beach, if we're telling people to get outdoors and social distance. And so, again, I remember that, in Savannah, they were crucifying him about keeping the beaches open. And so, and yes, you and I had that exact conversation, saying that he's going to look like a fool or a genius when he comes out of this. And at that point, you and I were having that discussion. We had no idea, how he was going to come out.
As you mentioned, again, he's been a friend of South Georgia. He's been here many times. Like I said, I tell people all the time, it's just nice to know the governor on a first-name basis. I haven't known any governor that comes in there and knows who I am, but it's fun. He's been on the show several times, and we're going to surely have him on before the primary. But you're up there at the legislature, a lot going on. What's on the calendar for this week?
Well, been a lot of local legislation. Of course, we're doing redistricting, and gosh, Bob, everything is a fight. It was not like this 8 years ago. I mean, usually, local legislation was left up to the local legislators. If myself, Hillary, and Meeks wanted something, nobody questioned it. Now we're getting involved in everybody's business. Everything is a partisan. I mean, even on local legislation, it is down party lines. So it's the divisiveness has been just ramped up year after year. It seems like it's getting worse. Hard to turn that back, but we are working on some other stuff. It seems like it's busier earlier on in the season. Everybody seems to be saying that up here. There's just so many things going on. Some of that, I guess, with the surplus, we have the opportunity to do more, and with the focus on mental health, there's a lot of stuff going on because that just touches so many different. We say that about broadband, where it's education, healthcare, workforce, everything. mental health, same thing. Somebody, if you got a family member or friend, it's so I had a bill in my committee with first responders and workers' comp. So that's one of the big things we're discussing. There's a lot of stuff going on.
And if people want to get a hold of Bill Werkheiser during the session, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
My cell phone is 916-237-0145. If you have not ever called me before, please text beforehand, because all unknown calls go to voicemail. Everybody knows why that is, and I heard yesterday Tillery got a bill that will help work on that. The other is bill@workheiser.com. Love hearing from folks, and as Blake and Stephen mentioned, we had Leadership Wayne up here. Didn't get to do that last year. That was a great event. Kudos to, they were up at 4:30, getting on the bus at 5. Had a long day, but it was a packed. Stephen helped. He kind of ran lead on the agenda. Did a phenomenal job. Heard from a lot of folks. The Dean of House, the Supreme Court, just had all kind of great speakers lined up all day long.
That sounds good. Again, we appreciate you being here every Wednesday. It's Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Stay safe in Atlanta, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right. Thanks a bunch. Y'all have a good one.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. We're here on this Groundhog Day, February 2nd, 2022. Bill Werkheiser calling in from Atlanta with Wednesdays with Werkheiser. We continue on with the show this morning. Bob, we've got another guest in here with us. Who do we have?
Well, we turn our attention to the Touchdown Club. We got outgoing President Lynn Lewis, who's been the president for several years for the Touchdown Club. Just going to get him in there. A lot going on. Tomorrow night we've got the meet and greet with the head coach, J-Bo Shaw. Then Saturday, before the Super Bowl, we've got the $10,000 drawing, which you may have an update on how ticket sales are going. But Lynn, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in today.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having us in again to help us out, help us get the word out, and help us raise some money for a great cause. We've got some new things going on this year, so we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll have John McElwain and Bill Parker in here tomorrow, more about the Touchdown Club. But get any update on how the tickets are going? I know they go extremely quick. I saw Katie last week. She said they're going pretty good, so people are excited again about the chance to win $10,000.
Yeah, we have a few tickets left, and when I say a few, I do mean a few. And there, Katie has some at the bank, and then a few people have some stragglers left out there. But our ticket sales are going phenomenal this year. There's a lot of excitement. As we know, we have a new head coach and J-Bo Shaw coming in. So there's a lot of buzz going around, and we're looking forward to seeing the future of the Jackets, and looking forward to a good couple of weeks here for the Touchdown Club and for these guys on the team.
And right now it's going to be a live event Saturday before the Super Bowl. Last year they had to do it on Zoom, so because of COVID, but I think we're going to be in good shape for the week for the Saturday before the Super Bowl. But that'll be a fun event because a good crowd shows up, and they've got some auction items and things like that. So they'll have prizes as well besides the money. So it's always a good event, a good fundraiser for the Touchdown Club. So people are excited.
Yeah, we're real conscious of the whole, the COVID situation, and last year we had to do things a little bit differently. It was very odd for me, at least, being in there doing it on the Zoom. But this year we'll be at the Country Club again. It'll be the Saturday before the Super Bowl, which will be this coming up Saturday week,
the 12th.
The 12th, and we'll start our first drawing at 6:00. Starting to $10,000. It'll move fairly fast to begin with, to get down to 100 tickets. And we've got a DJ. We have some food provided. We do have it'll be held at the Country Club. So, of course, if you care for anything, we'll have some sweet tea and things like that. But if you want anything else, we have the Country Club there for you as well. We will have a DJ to kind of entertain us. We've got Mike Long, from what I understand, coming back on the microphone, which I appreciate you, Mike, for saving me to get off that thing. So he's always entertaining.
He's entertaining.
You betcha.
Mike Long is very entertaining.
Yeah, Mike's been great for us, great to us, and I appreciate him personally for helping us out for many, many years. We are doing some door prizes throughout the night. When I say door prizes, it's we get to certain tickets and we say next ticket you're going to win whatever. So we do have some of those things we'll have. Then we also have the tickets throughout the night. If you're the unlucky person that's the first ticket drawn off the board, we'll hand you your money back. So no loss to you. And then throughout the night, it's $100, $250, $500, $1,000, and then you got the grand prize of $10,000.
Right, and they always, when they get down to the last five, again, that's why on the tickets you can check whether or not you want to split or whatever. Most years they split. What couple years it's gone to the final drawing, but
right.
So it's the last five.
You have that option.
Yeah, the last five. Once you get the last five, there's a box on your ticket where you say if you want to split. Now, if you're there, you can change your mind. However you want to do it. But if all five people agree to split the $10,000 equally, you can do that. If one person says nope, I want it all, then
Just
everybody
one, huh?
just all it takes is
Just
one.
one.
I was a victim of that about the second year they had it. So I think I ended up down to the final three, and when we were down to four people, somebody still wanted it all. When it got down to us three, we split it. So I was happy. But
So you can do that if that person that says no.
as soon as he gets
The other
gone,
ones can stay. Yeah,
we vote again. If those
vote each time.
Yep, and all three of us decided we wanted it. So that's kind of how
And
we
even
did.
down to the last two, you could do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think last year we were down to.
I think last year they split.
We split it five. That's
Five
right.
ways,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
It was a year
Better to
before-
get two than none, huh?
It was a year before that they had went down. But anyway, how long you been president? Is it a 3-year term for
It's
you?
five. Well, no,
Five.
it's supposed to be a 2-year term.
So you stayed at five?
And I stayed for 4. This is the end of my 4th year, and we've accomplished a lot. There's a lot of things the Touchdown Club does that people don't see, and it's been great working with this group of guys and ladies. I say guys because of the football team, but it's really been fun. It really has. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I'm stepping down as not stepping down, but McElwain's stepping up as the president. I'm going to be actively involved on the board. So the things that the community. I get a lot of phone calls or text messages or what over the years about asking questions, and what the community doesn't understand is whether we're 0-10 or 10-0 and won the state championship, the Touchdown Club's a Touchdown Club. We're going to support these guys. We're going to support these teams. That's what we're doing. We're there to support the team. We're not there to pad coaches' pockets. We're not there to do anything other than support the football team. There's a lot of things that happen out there at that stadium that everybody thinks taxpayers paid for, and they get all in an uproar. I can't believe that the school system bought a charter bus for the football team. Nope, that was the Touchdown Club that did that with donations and things like that. So I can't believe the school system paid for this out at the stadium or that out at the stadium, or they redid the field. Nope, that was the Touchdown Club. So we give directly back to that team. We help out the team any way we can. We make sure these guys are fed 3 and 4 times a week. That's why it's important that we do these things and these fundraisers, and it is about raising money for this team. If they in the process we give somebody $10,000, which we will, that's great. But the ultimate prize is to make sure that we raise money for these guys and have a good time doing it.
I met with J-Bo last week and told him, I said, look, the Touchdown Club is top notch. I mean, anytime you need something, you just go to them. They're going to find a way to get it done because, like I said, it's all about supporting the kids and the team. And I said it's amazing what the Touchdown Club's been able to accomplish and put to that stadium the last several years. But again, that stadium could just get antiquated. I don't know. It's kind of like a patch job with a car, but eventually you're going to have to move somewhere. But again, I want to thank, I said, looking back, anything that stands out as your years of service, any highlights that you can think of? Or,
I just think
it's a tough job. I mean, somebody's got to step up and do it, but you've done it for the last 4 years.
Well, I could tell you, yeah, it's a tough job, but it's not a tough job for me. For one, I enjoy doing it. Secondly, there's a bunch of people that you don't hear on this radio or stand up in front of a crowd or do whatever. People don't see Reed Brown and Ronnie and Tim Wild and all those guys out there at noon on game days, grilling and cooking and wrapping hamburgers and hot dogs and those hot sausage dogs everybody talks about. That couldn't happen without those guys. They don't ask for thanks. They do it for the love of the team and for helping out.
And they cooked for the banquet as well.
And
so,
they just cooked for the banquet.
There's no telling how many. I mean, Reed and Ronnie might have opened up a restaurant. That's how much food they cook. I mean, seriously, they're always cooking.
I can't thank those guys enough. I see Reed at least once a week, and he's my hero, and I thank him for that. Concession stand, Miss Lottie Hunter and the crew there. Of course, Grandma Shirley Jones. She's behind the scenes doing anything and everything for these boys. She'll drive 2 hours just to make sure these guys have a chicken sandwich after a football game if necessary. So I want to thank them for doing what they do. For years, Kenny Carswell had a crew that went out there pulling the chains on the sidelines, and nobody saw him. Nobody. But I thank them. I do. I thank everything that they do. Smiley McGregor doesn't miss. He's there in that press box, and he's calling the game. Reed, he's up there spotting and doing things. Jeffrey Davis and all those guys, they're in the press box. There's another guy and another guy that's sits up there beside Joe Irati named Bob Morgan. I want to thank you personally.
I want to thank you for helping us out that night that we got kicked out of the press box by our own coaching staff over in Baxley, because we wouldn't be able to tell where the ball was. But that was a crazy night. But I appreciate you helping out that night. You really filled in that night.
Well, like I say, you do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do.
But I appreciate you that, and just a couple more people in that since we brought that up. Bill Parker. Bill Parker's been the treasurer of the Touchdown Club before I came on board, and that was part of my negotiations when they asked me would I stay on for another 2-year term. I looked at Bill. I said, "You staying?" He said, "I'll stay if you stay." So that's kind of the game. So and I think that was the same way McElwain did. He said, "You staying? All right, I'll do it if you're staying." So Bill, we appreciate you and everything we do. Nicole Landon, man, wow, she's was the athletic secretary for many, many years. Never once, if I picked up the phone, gave her a call, she always helped out. And then this one hates any recognition whatsoever, but Holly Lane, she is phenomenal. She's been behind the scenes doing anything, everything. The driving force, calling me at 5:30 in the morning, expecting me to answer the phone. That's not going to happen, Holly. It never will. Because that's when she gets up and she wants to talk about stuff. Holly, we appreciate everything you do. Billy for being there helping out as well, her husband. And then last but not least, John McElwain stepping up, gonna lead this program. We got a new coach, new Touchdown Club president, and nothing but excited to see where we're going.
I want to thank John Carter too, the sheriff, for keeping up with the games. He's come up with some strange games.
Oh man, John Carter, he loves Sheriff Carter.
Catfish can't even find those on his little.
Yeah.
You talking about when you have to pick games?
Pick the games, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he can come up with
He comes up with some.
Where
school.
is that school?
Yeah, Central Illinois School of Culinary
North
Arts,
Dakota State, whatever. Like where, who, what?
Right.
Flip a coin.
He makes it fun. And that's I've done that in the past, and people that's a lot of work. I mean, you think you got to get the sheets ready, you got to grade the sheets, and then keep up with everything. So it's a job. So thanks to John Carter for doing that the last several years.
Yeah, he I think every year he just completely astounds me with where he can come up with games at. So I don't know who he pays. No, I'm sure he sits around and figures it out. But he pays somebody to help you with some of these schools where they play. But
do y'all still give out the dirty sock? I mean, sure.
We do.
I'm sure you had to get a new dirty sock.
No.
Did you find the old one?
Yeah, the old one was it's still Lynn Haas's sock.
Okay.
So it's we give the Dirty Sock Award. We didn't do it the last couple of years because of COVID. And the numbers were so far down. A lot of people missed, so we didn't have like a full season of that. So,
but tell folks how you win the Dirty Sock Award.
Well, as we're speaking about, the Sheriff Carter comes up with 10 games that we pick, and everybody turns it in at the end of the meeting, and then if it's win or lose. So the one with the best record gets a lot of kudos, and the one that is the worst picker in football history gets for that year gets a dirty sock.
They can hang proudly in their office or wherever.
Wherever. It's been in many esteemed businessmen's office, but it is actually a sock worn by Lynn Hoss when he was in playing football with the Redskins, so it hangs there.
Okay.
Again,
and of course, you don't have a kid playing. Most of the guys that are very active in the club don't have a kid playing, so anybody can be a member of the Touchdown Club and help support the football program and those kids at Wayne County High School. And of course, as we know, the football program is what is the engine that pulls the rest of the sports when it comes to money, to activities, to folks being involved. It's the engine that pulls the sports programs at any school.
That's correct. Now, and you know, there's also saying, oh, it's a bunch of guys. No, we have women in there too. So it's not it's not just a male only group. We welcome anybody and everybody to come in. I had a kid when I first started as president. I had a kid. I guess he was a senior that year. Yeah, he's been out of school that long. Wow, I'm getting old. But after he left, I stayed on. Holly, I think her kid graduated 5 or 6 years ago. So Bill Parker, his kid graduated also with Drew. So my kid. So. You don't have to have a kid to be an active part of the Touchdown Club. You can have a cheerleader. You can have someone in the band, or just you can
just be an interested person in Wayne County sports.
Person. There's a lot of. If you sit in that Touchdown Club meeting, there's a lot of sports history and knowledge and older players and that sits in those rooms that been long gone from having kids playing. So it is not about that. It's about raising money for these kids, and every dime. And I'm saying this because I want everybody to understand when we go out raising money for whatever, especially this raffle. Every dime that we give, it goes back either to feed these guys, to put a uniform on them, cleats, helmets. We've got a lot of local businessmen that they don't want their any kudos either, and I won't even begin to name these people. If we say, hey, we need X amount of money for helmets, and I don't know if you've priced a helmet lately, but they're expensive. And next thing you know, we have that money. So this money goes directly to these guys, and it's not a for-profit organization. I've never had a dime out of it. Bill Parker's never had a dime out of it. So we do this for the team.
Okay.
Well, again, thanks for your years of service. Again, a reminder, the meet and greet tomorrow night with Coach J. Bo Shaw at 5:30, 7:30, Altamont Steak and Seafood. The $10,000 drawing is the Saturday before the Super Bowl, which is February the 12th, and that'll be at the Pine Forest Country Club starting at 6 o'clock, is what you're telling me.
That is correct, and we'll go until somebody has some money.
Even if you don't have a ticket, you just want to come have a fun time, it's a fun event to watch and to see who does get the money. So anyone's invited to come out.
And we have, and throughout the night, we're going to have 50-50s. We've got a couple of firearms we're going to do a drawing on with decks of cards. So it's going to be a fun time. In between the drawing, we'll get a little break, give everybody a break. We'll have some music, some entertainment. So we'll probably be there 10, 11, having a good time, and somebody's going to walk away with a bunch of money.
Should be fun.
Okay.
Hopefully it's me.
No, it's going to be
maybe Bob will finally win something.
Hey, look here, Georgia finally won.
But I'm talking about
2,000 days, or something.
He's
never won a drawing. He's never won a raffle.
My niece asked me the other day, "You ever win?" I said, "I think I won a T-shirt one year."
No.
But you never know. This could be the year.
This could be. You never know.
You never know.
You got to have a ticket to have a shot.
You can't win unless you buy a ticket.
Right,
and again, we have a few tickets left. Katie, Prime South. I'm going to have to thank her. She's been doing this for many years.
Thanks again to her. Like I say, she does a lot for the Touchdown Club. She's, when we have the golf tournament, she's always helping out. So she's been a big help over the years.
Katie's favorite thing to do is to sit up at the bank at night really late and draw and have to type up everybody's name to put on the board. That is her favorite part of this. We thank her for everything she's done and continues to do for us.
Now, Katie at Prime South Bank has a few tickets left. They're $100 each. You can buy just yourself, or split it 50-50, or go 4 or 5 ways. You don't have to spend the entire $100 yourself. You want to split with some friends or family.
That's right. You can split it 4 ways. If you're in a business, I know when I was at the bank, all my tellers and CSRs, I'll split it, $15 or $20 a piece. I know the girls at Prime South do it. Some other businesses do it. So we could care less. You can get 5 people in there splitting it for all I care.
But a few tickets left to have a chance to win $10,000. And, of course, $10,000 is just the big prize. There's a lot of more money handed out ever so often with the drawings. There's some with the very first name. So if you're the person who always gets your name drawn first, not to win anything, you'll have a chance to win some prizes. And then several other cash prizes given out ever so often, right?
That's correct. We have, I think it's a total of, I didn't bring a ticket in here. I think it's 5 different cash prizes.
Yeah, I think it's like 255, 750,000.
Yep, that's it.
I think that's how it goes. So
Okay.
every 50 ticket is a cash prize. That's the way I understand.
So not only does a person have a chance to win some money, but you're going to have a great time at the event. A lot of good social activity going on, the food, the entertainment, and the 50-50 raffles. But, of course, who wins out of all this are those guys playing football for Wayne County High School and the coaches who help them, and y'all providing the food, the equipment, and things that they need.
That's right. And it's, Coach Shaw, he's going to be there. So he's already said he's going to be there. He's going to have a good time with us, and he'll be talking to people. I do want to emphasize again about the meet and greet tomorrow night at Autumn Hall, Steak and Seafood, 5:30 to 7:30.
And that's to meet the new football coach.
Meet the new football coach. We'll be in the back room. We do have some light finger foods that'll be back there as well, so he'll be there.
5:30 to 7:30 tomorrow evening at Autumn Hall Steak and Seafood.
So if you want to meet him, shake his hand, ask him any questions, that's your time to shine. So I'm sure he don't want to answer questions on the sidelines on Friday. So that is your night to shine. So come on out and let's make this a good event too, and welcome Coach Shaw to the community. He seems excited, and I know we're excited.
Yeah, so he's really excited about being here. So like I said, I think we're in for good things.
I think he's going to be a very, very good fit, and he seems very excited and ready to go.
Yeah, very knowledgeable. Like I said, all-state quarterback at Flowery Branch, played at Georgia Tech and Georgia Southern. His brother Connor Shaw played at South Carolina. So just a very well-qualified football coach. We're excited.
Yep, I agree.
And Lynn, from everyone, we'd like to thank you for your 4 years of service of being president of the Touchdown Club. I know it's, a lot of people don't know what goes on, but you put a lot of time and effort into it. And thank you from everyone for stepping up and volunteering your time over the last 4 years to be president of the Touchdown Club.
Well, I do appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to do it.
Okay, that's it. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, by Murphy Builder Supply, and by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.